Many years ago, in the kingdom of Orlando, lived King Adiba and the Queen Adiza. They had a son, the heir to the throne, Prince Kofu. Prince Kofu had gotten old enough to marry a wife, but was finding it difficult to get a lady that truly loves him for who he really is, not one who wants him because he is heir to a great and prosperous kingdom. His parents were becoming worried for him as he kept bringing sad news of, "Papa, I have not yet found any girl." Then the mother asked, "What about the Izard I have been seeing you with the past few weeks?" Prince Kofu said, "Mama, Izard is very rude. I went a shopping with her the other day, and she was rude to the old gatemen at the shopping center just because they didn't open the gate fast enough. To pay at the counter, she was rude to the cashier. The cashier mistakenly mentioned an item twice. Izard went ballistic on her that the poor cashier wanted to steal our money. And annoyingly, Mama, she called it our money. And she wasn't contributing to the payment too. She embarrassed the poor girl. After she corrected the mistake, I gave the cashier a tip to help her feel better with herself. And this Isaac now started shouting at me the moment we entered the car that I was lily-livered. That's why I couldn't stand my ground to deal with the cashier and instead gave her money." "Mama, no, I ended it with her right there that day. Yes, she later apologized, but I forgave her, but I cannot go on with her. How you do one thing is most often how you do everything. I want to go where I am not known to get a good wife, a good, well-behaved, respectful girl that loves me, and if she agrees, I will marry her." King Adiba said, "How long do you think that would take? And how do you know it wouldn't be a sheer waste of time? The queen, your mother, has friends whose daughters are of marriageable age. Why not pick from among them?" Prince Kofo answered, "I know some of these daughters you're talking about, Papa. They know me and would want to marry me, not because of me, myself, and I. They would desire to marry me for what I represent. And that's not a good way to start a lasting, peaceful love relationship. Please allow me to go for this adventure. I will go to another place where nobody knows me, where nobody knows you, and I would live like the son of a nobody there." King Adiba said, "Okay, did you say you would be away for this adventure for how long? You remember, it's important you get married first because your official crowning as the crown prince of Orlando Kingdom, according to the tradition of our kingdom, is in 3 years, and your crowning cannot happen without your wife being present to take her own throne." Prince Kofo said, "I will be off for just 1 year, Papa." King Adiba said, "Okay, I understand you. If you come back without a girl to marry, we shall find you a wife from our kingdom because the crowning ceremony must hold." Prince Kofu bowed and took off. He got to Zumba land and got into their market to buy used clothes. He selected the worst of them all to help him disguise properly. The man he bought from was curious to know why he picked the worst of the clothes in his shop. Prince Kofo explained, "I am new in Zumba land because life has been very rough and tough for me. My business partner duped me and ran away with all our business capital. And to cover up what he did, he set our shops ablaze. I'm just recovering and I am looking for an opportunity to work around the market, doing shop cleaning and anything around that." The second-hand clothes man, Ezugo, empathized with him and asked him where he lived. He said he was yet to find a place. Ezugo offered him to come live with him since he was living alone, somewhere close to the market. He was surprised and grateful that a stranger could just be kind to him like that. He started living with Ezugo, and they would go to the market together daily. He would clean people's shops and the front of people's shops and dispose trash from the shops for a token. But all he got daily was just enough to feed him. Sometimes he bought food for Ezugo. Trust some ladies in the market, they started looking down on him. Some would be so rude and so wicked to him that they would refuse to pay him after giving them his cleaning service. Prince Kofo is friendly, but they saw his friendliness as insulting, and they would lash out at him to put him in his proper place. One day, Adeze and Kechi were discussing Prince Kofo. Kechi said, "This new cleaner knows how to insult people." Oh. Adeze asked, "What did he do to you?" Kechi said, "He saw me and was smiling. I was like, for what? Since when? What's all the smile for? Am I owing you?" Then I told him, "I beg, shift, oh, go and find your level. See you looking dirtier than even the trash you carry out from my shop." Adeze concurred. "Yes, I see him smiling unnecessarily, trying to be friendly. He doesn't seem to know his level." Prince Kofo was in Zumba land for about 4 months and was thinking of moving away to another place. But Ezugo dissuaded him. He complained to Ezugo that the ladies in this Zumba market are very unfriendly and very rude. Then he further opened up to Ezugo and said, "If I stay here, I may never get married. Maybe that's why you are not married, Ezugo." He said, "Well, maybe that's why, even though I have found someone to marry from another part of Zumba, I am only waiting to have enough money to pay the dowry and attend to all the processes of wedding." Prince Kofo said, "Oh, I see. Congratulations. So me too, I need to go somewhere else to find my own wife." Ezugo said, "Maybe we should go to another market in another part of Zumba. It is even a bigger market than this one. Know the people there are nice. We can go and come back to my house daily." So they got to that second market, and Prince Kofo decided he wanted to be a keke driver, that's a tricycle driver. He hired a tricycle daily for 1 month. He would carry passengers to their different locations. He quickly dropped that after the first month because he found he didn't have enough time to strike up a deep conversation with any lady passenger. He decided to go into barrow pushing. This gave him more time, as the owners of the things he carried were bound to work with him to take their groceries to their homes. He began to have better encounters and began to experience the good, the bad, and the ugly in ladies for whom he carried goods. He carried groceries for 2 ladies about 3 times when he noticed a pattern. One of them, Kira, was very rude and was the one in charge and ordered the other one around. The other one, Buzzy, was calm and respectful. She was often smiling. One day, the 5th time, Kira was rude as usual and walked away into the house, and Prince Kofo had to ask Buzzy why her sister behaved that nasty. Buzzy said, "Don't worry, I will explain one of these days when I come to the market alone." Prince Kofo left. Prince Kofo has been in Zumba land for 9 good months, and yet no wife was in view. Yes, many ladies were rude and treated him with disdain. A few showed some kindness, even if little in some cases. Soon, Buzzy came to the market alone. Prince Kofo saw her and rushed to go carry the groceries she had bought. But she protested and said, "Sorry, not today. I don't have enough money to pay for barrow, please." Prince Kofu said, "But I haven't said you should pay. Let me carry this for you today, free of charge. On the way to Buzzy's house, Prince Kofo reminded her, "What did you say you would tell me about your sister, Kira?" Buzzy began to tell her story. "Kira is my half-sister. Her mom is my stepmom. My mom died when I was just about 7 years old. I hardly knew her. My dad, who died later, married her mom, who already had Kira for my dad earlier, before my dad married her. So when they came, I was the little one, and my stepmother was not kind to me at all. Now I understand it that she felt my mom stole her lover's heart away from her. She felt like my dad used her as a second choice. And since my mom wasn't alive anymore, I became the one she poured her vengeance on. I became her punching bag almost on a daily basis. A number of men have come to marry me, but she would tell them that I am not available for marriage, especially if she feels the man has a lot of money. But then she would turn around to present Kira as the one that is ready for marriage. I am an orphan, and I just trust God to make a way for me, because I have nobody. My elder sister Kira just follows the footsteps of my stepmom in oppressing me. She treats me anyhow she likes, and I take it all. And yes, I try on my own to be happy and give her due respect, no matter what she does." While they were talking in front of their house, Kira was peeping through the window. Prince Kofo put her hand on Buzzy's shoulder and said, "Buzzy, you are so kind and respectful. I am amazed at the way you think and treat your stepsister. By the way, I want to marry you." Buzzy said, "Marry? Huh. Well, the problem is my stepmom. She tries to make things difficult for me, as I stated earlier." The time Buzzy came into the house, Kira's mom said, "I hear you are now talking to a barrow pusher. If he wants to marry you, that would be better for you. A barrow pusher without money, without house, and a classless girl without money. It's a good match." Kira was reeking in laughter. Poverty plus poverty times poverty. Kira is a champion bully, and she kept bullying Buzzy over Prince Kofo. Kira pulled Buzzy and said, "You keep talking to a barrow pusher. Do you want to marry him?" Buzzy didn't say anything. Kira said, "Marrying him is playing with poverty and plenty of trouble. I hope if you marry him, you will stay there and not come running back here for anything." I guess he doesn't know the tradition of Zumba land. He sure doesn't know that the official list is different, and indeed far less than the one the girl's mother gives. If I were you, I would wait for the better, richer man who can afford the list. You know that mommy will never tell this your barrow pusher to marry me instead, as she does with other good suitors. This one is not a good fit for me at all." Buzzy just smiled and shook her head. In about 2 weeks, Prince Kofo came back to officially announce his intentions to marry Buzzy to Buzzy's stepmom. She sparked. I said, "Barrow man, who tells you can marry my daughter? Who gives you the guts, the temerity to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage? You are really audacious. You are not from Zumba land, and therefore I guess you don't know how men marry our daughters. We have a long list of things you must provide in order to take a wife from here. Our daughters are priceless. You cannot afford it, and I would advise that you just forget this adventure. And there's no please have mercy on me and allow me bring whatever I can within my ability. You cannot afford to marry my daughter, Onye Barrow. You can get lost and don't come back here looking pitiable. Prince Kofo, who was there with his second-hand clothes trader friend, Ezugo, looked up, shook his head, and said, "Thank you, madam, but when could we come back for the list, please?" Kira's mom said, "Okay, come back in 1 week." On the said day, Prince Kofo went with his friend Ezugo, and the woman handed him a 3-page list of things to buy and a cash requirement in the name of bride price of 500,000 naira. Prince Kofo thanked her and left with Ezugo. Buzzy saw them off. With tears in her eyes, she asked, "But how would you meet up with the demands? The long list in 3 whole pages and even the cash demand? How?" Prince Kofo held her hand, squeezed it a bit and said, "Buzzy, don't worry. She has given us the date to come for the traditional wedding, and it is in 3 weeks. Do not panic. There shall be a way. Just pray for me. Pray for us. You are worth every sacrifice, Buzzy. You are exceptional, and God will help me meet up with every demand. Don't bother with how. Do not even spend time worrying. All you should do is prepare for the day. I will do some work at the market for just 2 more days, and I will travel back to my own Orlando kingdom. In case I don't see you in the next 2 days, I will see you on that day, the scheduled traditional wedding day." Prince Kofu got home by the 11th month since he left the palace to announce that he had found a wife material in Zumba land. Meanwhile, his mom had someone waiting to be married to Prince Kofu. She heard that the prince had gotten a wife and left immediately. Some lady somewhere had taken the love heart of Prince Kofu. Unknown to Buzzy's stepmom, the list she gave Kofu was far too cheap. His people bought everything plus more. He got a van for his friend Ezugo, the used clothes dealer, and bought 2 big shops for him, one for second-hand clothes, the other one for fresh wares boutique. Kofo gave him 10 million naira to stock the shops. On the day they came, it was a long convoy of exotic cars. Stepmom almost fainted. Kira too. Buzzy had the shock of her life. She was just staring at the prince that is now dressed in his full regalia as the prince of Orlando Kingdom. The ceremony ended and he took Buzzy to Orlando Kingdom Palace. Another celebration was waiting for them there according to the traditions of the kingdom. Both Buzzy and Prince Kofu were very good friends and they continued that way as husband and wife. In about 2 years, Kofu was officially crowned the Prince of Orlando Kingdom. They now have 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls, and they are all very happy. Respect will take you farther than your IQ. Do you agree? Let's know your thoughts in the comments section below, please. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the story and or benefited from it. Remember to share the video with your friends and family. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so, and click the bell icon in order to know when we upload our next very interesting story video.